So today, we're going to read an amazing piece of literature. Now, this might be one of the greatest books, literature, piece of entertainment ever written, ever. And we're going to read a little bit. We're going to give a little preview. I'm going to call you, this book is called, you might have heard of it, it's called 50 Shades of Grey. It's quite an amazing story. We're going to read a little bit of it. Trepidation lances through me, and I hug myself. What's he doing? Does he have some evil plan? Crap. Suppose he returns with the cane, or some weird kinky implement. Holy crap. What will I do then? When he does return, he's holding something small in his hands. I can't see what it is, and I'm burning with curiosity. When's your first interview tomorrow? He asked softly. 2. A slow, wicked grin spreads across his face. Good. And before my eyes, he suddenly changes. He's harder, intractable, hot. This is dominant, Christian. Get off the bed. Stand over there. He points to beside the bed, and I scramble up and off in double time. He stares intently down at me, his eyes glittering with promise. Trust me? He asks. I nod. He holds out his hand, and in his palm are 2 shiny silver balls linked with a thick black thread. These are new, he says empathetically. I look questioningly up at him. I'm going to put these inside you, and then I'm going to spank you, not for punishment, but for your pleasure and mine. He pauses, gauging my wide-eyed reaction. Inside me, I gasp, and all the muscles deep in my belly clench. My inner goddess is doing the dance of the 7 bells. Then we'll have sex, and if you're still awake, I'll impart some information about my formative years. Agreed? He's asking my permission. Breathlessly, I nod. I'm incapable of speech. Good girl. Open your mouth. Mouth? Wider. Very gently, he puts the balls in my mouth. They need lubrication. Suck, he orders, his voice soft. The balls are cold, smooth, surprisingly heavy, and metallic tasting. My dry mouth pulls with saliva as my tongue explores these unfamiliar objects. Christian's gaze does not leave mine. Holy hell, this is turning me on, I squirm. Keep still, Anastasia, he warns. Stop. He tugs them from my mouth. Moving toward the bed, he throws the duvet aside and sits down on the edge. Come here. I stand in front of him. Now turn around, bend down, and grab your ankles. I blink at him, and his expression darkens. Don't hesitate, he admonishes me softly, an undercurrent in his voice, and he pops the balls in his mouth. Heck, this is sexier than the toothbrush. I follow his orders immediately. Geez, can I touch my ankles? I find I can, with ease. The t-shirt slides up my back, exposing my behind. Thank heavens I have retained my panties, but I suspect I won't for long. He places his hand reverently on my backside and very softly caresses it with his whole hand. With my eyes open, I can see his legs through mine, nothing else. I close my eyes tightly as he gently moves my panties to the side and slowly runs his finger up and down my sex. My body braces itself in a heady mix of wild anticipation and arousal. He slides one finger inside me, and he circles it deliciously slowly. Oh, it feels good. I moan. His breathing halts, and I hear him gasp as he repeats the motion. He withdraws his finger and very slowly inserts the objects, one slow, delicious ball at a time. Oh my. Their body temperature, warmed by our collective mouths. It's a curious feeling. Once they're inside me, I can't really feel them, but then again, I know they're there. He straightens my panties and leans forward, and his lips softly kiss my behind. Stand up, he orders, and I shakily get to my feet. Oh, now I can feel them. Sort of. He grasps my hips to steady me while I reestablish my equilibrium. You okay? He asks, his voice stern. Yes. Turn around. I turn and face him. The balls pull downward and involuntarily I clench around them. The feeling startles me, but not in a bad way. How does that feel? He asks. Strange. Strange good or strange bad? Strange good, I confess, blushing. Good. There's a trace of humor lurking in his eyes. I want a glass of water. Go and fetch one for me, please. Oh. And when you come back, I shall put you across my knee. Think about that, Anastasia. Water? He wants water? Now? Why? As I leave the bedroom, it becomes abundantly clear why he wants me to walk around, as I do. The ball is way down inside me, massaging me internally. It's such a weird feeling and not entirely unpleasant. In fact, my breathing accelerates as I stretch up for a glass from the kitchen cabinet, and I gasp. Oh my. I may have to keep these. They make me needy. Needy for sex. Needy for sex. He's watching me carefully when I return. Thank you, he says as he takes the glass from me. Slowly, he takes a sip, then places the glass on his bedside table. There's a foil packet, ready and waiting, like me. And I know he's doing this to build the anticipation. My heart has picked up a beat. He turns his bright gray gaze to mine. Come, stand beside me, like last time. I sidle up to him, my blood thrumming through my body, and this time I'm excited. Aroused. Ask me, he says softly. I frown. Ask him what? Ask me. His voice is slightly harder. What? How is your water? What does he want? Ask me, Anastasia. I won't say it again. And there's such a threat implicit in his words, and it dawns on me. He wants me to ask him to spank me. Holy crap. He's looking at me expectantly, his eyes growing colder. Crap. Spank me, please, sir, I whisper. He closes his eyes momentarily, savoring my words. Reaching up, he grasps my left hand and he tugs me over his knees. I fall instantly, and he steadies me as I land in his lap. My heart is in my mouth as his hand gently strokes my behind. I'm angled across his lap again so that my torso rests on the bed beside him. This time he doesn't throw his leg over mine, but he smooths my hair out of my face and tucks it behind my ear. Once he's done, he clasps my hair at the nape to hold me in place. He tugs gently and my head shifts back. I want to see your face while I spank you, Anastasia. He murmurs all the while softly rubbing my backside. His hand moves down between the cheeks of my behind, and he pushes against my sex, and the full feeling is... I moan. Oh, the sensation is exquisite. This is for pleasure, Anastasia. Mine and yours, he whispers. He lifts his hand and brings it down as a resounding slap against the junction of my thighs, my behind and my sex. The balls are forced forward inside me, and I'm lost in a quagmire of sensation. The stinging across my behind, the fullness of the balls inside me, and the fact that he's holding me down. I screw my face up as my faculties attempt to absorb all these foreign feelings. I note somewhere in my brain that he's not smacked me as hard as last time. He caresses my backside again, trailing his palm across my skin and over my underwear. Why has he not removed my panties? Then his palm disappears, and he brings it down again. I groan as the sensation spreads. He starts to pattern, left to right, and then down. The down ones are the best, everything moving forward inside me. And in between each smack he caresses me, kneads me, so I am massaged inside and out. It's such a stimulating, erotic feeling, and for some reason, because this is my own terms, I don't mind the pain. It's not painful as such, well, it is, but not unbearable. It's somehow manageable, and yes, pleasurable. Even I groan. Yes, I can do this. He pauses as he slowly peels my panties down my legs. I writhe on his legs, not because I want to escape the blows, but I want more. Release. Something. His touch against my sensitized skin is all sensuous tingle. It's overwhelming and he starts again. A few soft slaps, then building up, left to right and down. Oh, the downs. I groan. Good girl, Anastasia, he groans, and his breathing is ragged. He spanks me twice more, and then he pulls at the small threads attached to the balls and jerks them out of me suddenly. I almost climax. The feeling is out of this world. Moving swiftly, he gently turns me over. I hear rather than see the rip a foil packet, and he's lying beside me. He seizes my hands, hoists them over my head, and eases himself onto me, into me, sliding slowly, feeling me where the silver globes have been. I groan loudly. Oh, baby, he whispers as he moves back forward, a slow sensual tempo, savoring me, feeling me. It is the most gentle he has ever been, and it takes no time at all for me to fall over the edge, spiraling into a delicious, violent, exhausting orgasm. As I clench around him, it ignites his release, and he slides into me, stilling, gasping out my name in desperate wonder. Anna. He's silent and panting on top of me, his hands still entwined in mine above my head. Finally, he leans back and stares down at me. I enjoyed that, he whispers, and then kisses me sweetly. He doesn't linger for more sweet kisses, but rises, covers me with the duvet, and disappears into the bathroom. On his return, he's carrying a bottle of white lotion. He sits beside me on the bed. Roll over, he orders, and I begrudgingly move onto my front. Honestly, all this fuss, I feel very sleepy. Your ass is a glorious color, he says approvingly, and he tenderly massages the cooling lotion into my pink behind. Spill the beans, Gray, I yawn. Miss Steele, you know how to ruin a moment. We had a deal. How do you feel? Short-changed. He sighs, slides in behind me, and pulls me into his arms, careful not to touch my stinging behind. We are spooning again. He kisses me very softly beside my ear. The woman who brought me into this world was a crack whore, Anastasia. Go to sleep. Holy crap. What does that mean? Was? She's dead. How long? He sighs. She died when I was 4. I don't really remember her. Carrick has given me some details. I'll remember certain things. Please go to sleep. Good night, Christian. Good night, Anna. and I slip into a dazed and exhausted sleep, dreaming of a 4-year-old gray-eyed boy in a dark, scary, miserable place.